California officials are floating the idea of kidnapping charges against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. A second flight with migrants landed in Sacramento. State officials are alleging they were coordinated by Florida. The first flight was carrying 16 migrants from Colombia and Venezuela. They were taken from Texas to New Mexico before flying to the state's capital. The second carried roughly 20 migrants. This one arrived yesterday. Their travel appears to have been arranged by the same company. That's what a spokesperson for State Attorney General Ron Bonta said. Now, after the first flight landed, an organization in Sacramento helping migrants said they were lied to, adding that they had no idea where they were after they landed in the state's capital. When asked if he had any proof the flights were linked to Florida, Bonta said absolutely.
We have a official program from the state of Florida. Has a name. It's called the State of Florida's Voluntary Transportation Program. It was funded by state of Florida tax dollars. It's in the public records. It was voted on by the legislature.
Now, Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted this here. He tags Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and says, quote, "You small, pathetic man. This isn't Martha's Vineyard. Kidnapping charges, question mark." And he attached a screenshot of the state code on kidnapping. Bonta said they're looking at all criminal and civil violations the law justifies. Now, today in Sacramento, a press conference is being held to address the situation and discuss the city's response. All right, well, joining us this morning is Gabby Trejo, Executive Director of Sacramento ACT, an organization helping migrants. Gabby, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
First, I want to ask, can you help give us some context here? When we hear of migrants being flown to a place like California, Sacramento specifically, do they usually know that they're going to be coming here?
No, I would say that the two groups that have arrived had no idea where they landed. And so an example is they just had their clothes they were wearing on their backs. And so last night was really cold in Sacramento. It was very windy as I was watching the news of the weather. And the girls from the new group were asking for, young women, I must say, were asking for jackets. So none of them knew where they were coming. And they just said, they keep on telling us, we're lucky we found that we landed here and we found you all.
We just heard a report there from Sacramento as to a lot of us who are wondering what happens next. We're hearing they have court dates in other places around the country. What happens to those court dates? And as far as food, clothing, the ability to work, what comes with that?
Well, one thing I must say is that we are very lucky that back in 2016, when our local organizations in Sacramento were working to become a sanctuary city, we did a lot of the legwork to try to coordinate for a different type of case. And so it was easy to ignite that network of relationships. In Sacramento, it's called the Fuel Network. The city has reached out and all our partners have stepped up. So we've been coordinating food from our volunteers at congregations that have been feeding them. We've also gotten folks from the first group clothing. And so it has been just amazing the way that Sacramentans have stepped up. And they're just our new neighbors are just full of gratitude of how they have been received. Many of them walked anywhere between 7 months to 3 months to just get to the Texas border. And so for them, landing in Sacramento, while they didn't even know where Sacramento was located or, that there existed a Sacramento for some of them, they're just very thankful that they are in our community and that they have been received with such love and welcome.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to talk with you, is just so you can give us an idea as to exactly what you are seeing. You guys are talking to people who just got there. I wanted to ask you, there's a presser happening today with Sacramento's mayor and local organizations that are helping. Can you tell us a little bit about that press conference happening today? And is there a possibility even to talking with other cities like some here in the Bay Area?
Yeah, we are putting together the press conference later today with the mayor and the faith community, and our partners will be standing there with us to really both give our community an update, because Sacramentans, as I mentioned, have stepped up. One of the questions I've been asking, asking of some of our colleagues, because we are part of Pico, California, and so we have sister organizations in Oakland and San Francisco and throughout the state So that we need to start prepping and coordinating for folks being sent to other parts of the country, other parts of our state. You are correct that all of the folks have court dates outside of Sacramento. The closest location is LA. As far as Florida, New York, Chicago, when they first arrived, there was a group of folks that wanted to move, like be relocated to Chicago, but we've asked him now multiple times, and all of them want to stay in our community here in Sacramento. So today we're prioritizing folks to have court dates next week, so that attorneys can start doing the paperwork for them to have their court dates here in California.
Yeah, this is something that we're definitely going to be staying on top of. Gabby Trejo, thanks so much. We appreciate you joining us this morning.